Hey everybody, how we doing? It's your host, Joe Caffarelli, with another fine stream of hacking the world. What's up, Max? Oh, bombed by the Max way! How we doing, everybody? Glad to be here on this beautiful planet as it still continues to spin. Hopefully not spin out of control with all the madness in the world going on right now. But I say, let me try to get away. Let me try to go to another place. So yes, we're going to try to steer clear of the madness of this crazy world right now with all its crazy happenings. And we're going to go hack the box. Guys, we're going to go hack the box. All right. So I had a little meltdown the other day when I was trying to, I don't even remember. It was a couple days ago. I was on, what was it? It was just this other lab. Yeah, this archetype lab, where it had me reverse shell into a Windows box, and for my brain just melted away. And I forgot how to use PowerShell until I got off the stream, and then I'm like, all I had to do was the PowerShell command. It would have put me in a PowerShell prompt. Well, hello, Hermie. What up? It's been a long time, Hermie. Me and Hermie go way back. We were in the army together. What's up, big guy? Welcome to the stream. Hermie, you deployed. Yeah, you deployed with me. I believe me and Hermie deployed together back in, what was that, 2011 to 2012. Fun times. Losing our brains in the desert together. Good. But yeah, on that lab, had a little meltdown with my brain fart when it came to using PowerShell again, or at least a PowerShell, at least a Windows command prompt, and then trying to get from there to PowerShell. So once I can get into PowerShell, I knew at least I could do some of the commands, because it's very similar to a lot of the Linux commands and whatnot. At least you can use a lot of the Linux commands in PowerShell. But yes, once I got off the stream and I chilled out for a minute, I was like, oh, let me just try the PowerShell command. And I tried the PowerShell command and prompted me to a PowerShell prompt, and then I was able to execute the, to just look at the file that I needed to look at and get the root and the root and the user flag off of that box there. So, yeah. So so a little bit of this is a little bit of redemption. For that, I don't know if I'm going to be redeemed or not. Honestly, because I feel like these labs are starting to get progressively harder, at least progressively into areas I need to brush up more on. I already got the walkthrough up. I got the cloud the cloud attack box up and everything. Let's go ahead and let's ping that host real quick, just to make sure we are connected. Ooh, look at that. Are we not connected? I don't think so. That's why we do the host. That's why we ping. There it is. That was weird. 1 second it was there and 1 second it wasn't. Okay. All right. So we got connection. Let's just do a map quick. Hit it with a couple flags. Hit it with the default script and the version, to look at the version type. All right, targets. There we go. Didn't give it an IP address. Wonder why it didn't work at first. All right, let's see what we get back with our nmap scan real quick. All right, what do we got? how's the music and everything else? The sound level sound. If there's any issues with that, just give me a shout. If the music is too high over my voice, just tell me to turn down the music real quick, or turning up, either or. I think I got it right at the right level where you can hear my voice and hear the music. I don't want the music too low, just enough where you can hear both kind of at the same level almost. You can hear my voice just a little bit more. All right, so it looks like we got a TC port 22 open, running open SSH. What's up, Max?
I got this from school.
All right, we'll take a look at that later, okay?
The boys them.
Okay. All right, cool.
Just for boys. No girls allowed.
No girls allowed.
The boys men.
All right.
If you don't know this is only my school that we're doing this.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it later, okay, buddy?
This is just my school doing it.
Greetings from Indonesia? You're in Indonesia right now? Holy guacamole, Hermie. What are you doing all the way out there? Is that where you ended up finally? What's up?
I just want to be in the street. Put this way.
Yeah, we'll put that away.
Because we don't want to show it.
Alright. Yeah, so it looks like we got a TCP port 22 open. Looks like we also got a TCP port 80 open up here. What's that? Let me open it. We gotta get over a little bit more. There he is here. Woo-doo!
What's up, guys? What's up? How you doing? Haven't been in a stream in a while because I barely go on it.
Yeah. Alright.
He's never gonna take over the world.
I am gonna take over the world eventually. I'm gonna take over.
In your dreams, buddy.
Listen, buddy, old pal.
Buddy, old pal, you, buddy. You ain't gonna take over the world. So that's gonna take it 10 million years. But then you won't even be able to.
Alright, let's take a look. Since we see that we have a port, looks like we do have a web server running on the victim machine. Let's just go. This stays in my clipboard too long for some reason. Take a look at it, see if we can get it up. All right, so we're presented with Megacorp Automotive. Bring your EV ecosystem robust design here. Looks like we got a decent web page. Looks like we got some information about them. Is it all the same page? Yeah, it's all the same page. All right, let's go over and read some of what their information. Read some of the information that we got for this actual this lab that we got going on here. So, introduction. Whenever let me enlarge it for you guys so you guys can see. All right. Whenever you're performing a web assessment that includes authentication mechanisms, it's always advised to check cookies, sessions, and try to figure out how to access controls, how control really works. In many cases, a remote code execution attack in foothold on a system might not be achievable by itself, but rather after chaining different types of vulnerabilities and exploits. In this box, we're going to learn that information disclosures and broken access control types of vulnerabilities, even though they seem not very important, can have a great impact while attacking a system, and thus why even a small vulnerability matters. So it looks like so it looks like disclosure, broken access. So maybe look at some broken access vulnerabilities here. We've already done the mmap and gotten back our ports that we have open up here. Let's open up on Notepad. And before I get too far ahead, let me just make some quick notes real quick. I know it's going to ask for notes later. All right. All right, so it looks like we got port. We can spot a port 22 SSH port and a port 80 HTTP port open. We visit the website using the IP, and we're faced with the automotive website. So we've gotten that. On the web page, it's possible to locate interesting information about how one can access the services through login. Please log into the services, so we can take a look at that. We have that. Please log in to access the services. Access it. Login PHP. We're gonna have to do a load buster on this. Let me run Globuster help. Actually, Globuster. Yeah, let me run help real quick on Globuster real quick. So we got dir. Word list and URL. Okay. Wordless. What do we got for wordless? Buster. We'll hit it with the smalls. Use it wrong. That's why. I'm using it wrong. How's everybody doing? Error on GoBuster. Running GoBuster unable to connect to the HTTP. I'm using Dirbuster wrong. Probably gonna do it a different way. All right. According to this information, the website should have a login page. Before we proceed with the directory and page immersion, we could try to map websites using burp site proxy to passively spy to the website. Burp site is a powerful security. Maxwell, what are you doing up there? To the what? Burpsite is a powerful security test application that can be used to perform web requests on web applications, mobile apps, and DIC clients. Burp offers multiple capabilities such as web crawling, scanning, proxy repeater, intruder, and many more. A web crawler, also defined as web spider or web root robot, is a program or automated script which browses the World Wide Web in a methodical, automated manner. This process is called web crawling or spidering. Many legitimate sites, in particular search engines, use spiders as a means of providing up-to-date data. If you tunnel web traffic through Burpsite without intercepting the packets, by default it passively spiders the website. Update the site's map with all of the contents requests, and thus creating a tree of files and directories without sending any further requests. All right, so it looks like we're going to get into some crawling here. I kind of jumped the gun with Durbuster and stuff like that. Just going off of what I'm just trying to guess at what to do at this point now. For further reading, a deeper analysis of usage of web proxy and tools like Burp Suite can be found at the HacktheBox Academy. First, we'll start the Burp site and configure the browser to send the traffic to the proxy to access the Burp sites on the thingy. Okay. So let's get into configuring Burp site real quick. Salt water. All right. So we got preferences. I'm gonna go down to settings, proxy. We're gonna select manual proxy configuration, where we will enter 127 IP address 8080. HTTP proxy. Okay. 127. There. So this is just giving us the loop back. Probably why at 80 when I try to use Burpsite through the browser did not work. Settings saved. All right, we will need to disable the interception in the Burpsite suite as enabled by default. Navigate to the proxy tab and under intercept, select the subtab and subtab, select the bound where the intercept is on, disable it. Burp suite. Come on, burp sweet, open up. Alright, interceptor is off now. Alright, now that everything is set up correctly, we refresh the page in our browser. Oh, I see what it did. Okay. All right. So, what we got back was, I believe we got back all of, yeah. So here's that site right here that we're going to be looking for. So there's that login page that we were scraping for right there. So you can see it says there moves permanently. 301 moved permanently. So we got that code right there. So we're getting some good information out of this. Just going looking through some of the requests and stuff like that. All right, let's get back to our little write-up here. It's possible to spot the name of the directories and the files that were invisible while browsing. One of that is indeed very interesting. Is that the directory of the CDN CGI login? That's where we discovered the login page for the web app that we were scraping there. After trying a couple default username and password combinations, we didn't manage to access. But there also is an option to log in as guest. Trying that, and now we are presented with a couple new options here. We haven't tried that yet. Let's go do that real quick. After trying a couple different, yep. So we're prompted with the page uploads. After navigating through all the available pages, we spotted that there's only one interesting that seems to be in uploads. However, it's not possible to access it unless we have the super admin rights. All right. We need to find a way to escalate our privileges from guest to super admin role. One way to try this is by checking if cookies and sessions can be manipulated. Cookies are text files with small pieces of data created by the web server, stored by the browser into the computer file system and being used to identify the user while they are browsing. So cookie pretty much like when you log into Facebook, and as you're going through Facebook, your profile, people's profile, keeps you logged in. Because what it did is when you logged into Facebook, Twitter, or whatever have you, it saves that cookie on your local machine in RAM, because it once you log out or something like that, it just goes away. Or if you turn off your computer, it'll just go away. So it doesn't store it to permanent memory, just stores it to RAM. I believe that's how it works. It's possible to view and change cookies in Mozilla Firefox through the usage of the developer tools. Developer tools is a set of web developer tools built into Firefox. You can find those in Chrome, Edge, and some of the other probably all browsers by this point. I'm not too sure with some of the other smaller, I guess, browsers, but I'm pretty sure they have a developers thing on them now for the most part. You can use them to examine, edit, and debug HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. In order to enter the developer tools panels, you need to click on the right of the content of the web page and select the inspect element. So if we go here, this is on the side here, so you guys can see a little bit more. So if we were to go to the inspect element and say if I wanted to do that, and I said color, and then I could change the color to blue. Red, whatever you have it. So you can manipulate a web. I mean, so when that web page gets sent to your browser, you can almost think of it as that it sent you over that file to your browser, which it technically did. It sent you over pretty much like a copy of that copy that was on that server that you were trying to reach. So for the most part, you can manipulate anything you want on that web page. You do it all pretty much. You can do it all with all web pages. So what we want to inspect, then we can navigate to the storage section where cookies are being presented. One of the we can observe there is a role guest user 2233, which we can assume that if somehow knew the number of the super admin for the user variable, we might be able to gain access and upload it. So if we take a look at storage here, we've full page this up more, and can I zoom into the thing I wanted to zoom in? All right, hopefully you guys can see this. So it looks like we have, so these are the cookies we have here. So with role, user, guest, and then our value here, 2233. All right. Yeah, so that's cache data. So we have, this is our only cookie that we have right here. Yep. All right. When we check the URL, the URL on the browser page again. We check the URL on the browser page bar again, and we see that the ID with the user equals. So come here. So it has branded ID equals 2. Brand ID equals 2 because we're on this page right here. Let me go back to the where's the main page? Where's the main page? Oh, I can show you this. What? It's still. Either way, you can see it right here. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. So this is, I just wanted to get to that specific URL that the thing was showing. So it has as the, so following, so this would be, after that, whoa, don't move that. No, you messed up, buddy. What it's doing is adding the field. So content equals account, so the account's web page, and then ID equals 2. So we could change the ID value, rid of something else. For example, 1, to see if it'll change it. So we can try here 1 now. All right, and it did. So you can see our access ID for now. It looks like we might even got the access ID number. So the access ID number, let's put this over here so I don't break it. We have a 34322. Let's come over here and save this real quick. All right. So indeed, we got the information disclosure vulnerability, which we might be able to abuse. We know that the access ID of the admin user, for us, we could try to change the values in our cookie through the developers tool. So the user value would be 34322 and role value admin. Then we can revisit the uploads page. So let's give that a try. Cookie here. All right, and success. We are in there. So what we were able to do through, it seems like you're primarily streaming InfoSec content, correct? Yeah, so right now we're getting into InfoSec, info security. What, I guess what a change in my education was is as I'm progressing through my college education right now, I'm getting more into information security, InfoSec, whatever you want to call it. So I started taking more. I started taking more like info security classes. I got hooked up on HacktheBox, TryHackMe. A good friend of mine suggested that I get on TryHackMe too. What the idea, I guess, and then what I'm going with this chain of thought, so I don't go too much on a tangent, is I am trying to encompass everything that is information. So I started off with networking. So obviously it's like a progression. I'm using it. It's almost like a progression for me, where I started off in the fundamentals of networking with doing a lot of the Cisco stuff, CCNA stuff, which I need to get back, which we will get back into here. And now we're getting into more of the info security stuff. So yeah, it's just more trying to keep the content fresh, trying to keep it interesting too at the same time. Yeah, I guess right now primarily streaming info security content. Will that be the case forever? No. But for right now it is. So I'm always on the I guess I'm always on the, because I'm very new. I'm not new to stream. I don't know if I can call myself new to streaming or whatnot, or if that would be even. I don't know. I've been doing it for like a year and a half, almost 2 years now, actually. Haven't seen much success at it, so I'm doing everything right. I'm trying to do it. So yeah, that's it for now. I'm gonna jump off that for a minute. Okay. All right. So we've gotten thus far. So we're doing pretty good. All right. Yep. We can finally access and upload the form here. All right. Now that we've gotten access to upload the form, and we can attempt to upload a PHP reverse shell instead of creating one of our own, we can use an existing one. In the Patriot OS, it's possible to find web shells under the user share web shells. However, if you don't have it, you can download it here. So obviously we have the link, but we're using the attack box itself. For the exercise, we're going to use the PHP reverse shell. PHP, I need more coffee. And it pretty much, bless you, Max. So here's a little PHP snippet out of it. Yep, there's the little reverse port 134. So we're gonna change our IP address into port 8080. Chunk size. Username. It's gonna log into bin.sh. Of course, we need to modify the code above that suits our needs. We change the IP in the port variables to match our settings in our file. All right. Okay. And then we're going to use GoBuster. I was using the URL tag wrong. I wasn't giving it the double dash. Okay. See, I had a feeling we were going to use GoBuster, but I didn't know what we were going to do. All right, so let's just still. Let's go to attack box. Where is it? PHP reverse shell. Yeah, la-da-da. Alright, is my IP address. My IP address is 10.10.14.94. And we're going to be using port 8080. Save that. And log in as sudo to do that. Let's do that one time. $80 Joe. All right, we got that saved now, and we're going to upload that. To this battery. There it is. Okay, that's uploaded. Now let's do a Go Buster. User word list shares word list Buster, and what word list are we going to be using with that? And yes, so alright, let's take a couple of minutes real quick. How's everybody doing though in the chat? Looks like everybody's doing pretty good. Looks like everything is pretty amazing, everybody. How's the music? Bum 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 ba 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 ba. I'm gonna go grab some coffee real quick, everybody. Bless you, Max. Alrighty, everybody. How we doing? Just gotta get some coffee in me. That's it. Thank you for holding on, everybody. Alright. I finished. Oh, okay. Goldbust immediately found the uploads directly. We don't have permission to access directly, Oh, we could try to access our upload file. Okay. So we're gonna. Oh, okay. But first we need to set up a Nencat. Okay. Oh, okay. This is tight. I like this. I like this. It's easy, right? What's that? OVNP. Oh. Alright, close that down though. I did that. Why don't you like to copy and paste? Oh my goodness. Now all of a sudden you don't want to copy and paste anything, huh? Alright, what was I gonna do here? Alright, we got a reverse shell in there. Alright, just had to switch up, had to keep the proxy on, pretty much. So we are www.data. Alright, we're in there. Alright, we got a reverse shell. In order to have functionality, a functional shell, though, we can issue the following. Looks like we're going to run a Python script in there. Do some havoc. Alright, looks like we got a functional good. We are good. All right, lateral movement. As user www www-data. We can achieve many things as the role has restricted access on the system. Since the website is making use of PHP and SQL, we can emergate further the web directly for potential disclosures or misconfigurations. After some search, we can find some interesting PHP files under var, www, html, cdn, cig, login directly. We can manually review the source code on the page, or we can try to search for interesting strings such uses grep tool. Grep is a tool that searches for patterns in each file and print lines that match the patterns. We can use cat with the multiply sign that pretty much reads all to read all the files with pipelining the output of grep with providing pattern strings such as pass and following any strings such as, for examples, passwords, pass WD, and password. You can also use the switch. You okay? What was that? Dude, chill out when you're coming down the stairs like that. We can also use the -I switch to ignore case-sensitive words like password. All right. Let's go to that. Alright, so it looks like we've got an admin password. Very nice, very nice. So if username, so here we go. So if the posted username is equal to admin, and if the posted username is megacorp Ford admin, placeholder admin, okay. Okay, very good. Okay. We indeed got the password. Megacorp. We can check the available users are on the system by reading the Etsy password file, so we can try to reuse the password. So it has us looking for users. So we have a Robert. That's what it's showing us. Oh, okay, with the code Robert home. Yeah. All right. Let's read one by one of the files. Now we are going to start empty. So I just looked at all the files just real quick to see if I could find something about Robert. So in the, where did we find it? So in one of the files, it has a connect localhost Robert with garage. So it looks like we got a possible password for Robert. Max. So an SU Robert. All right, and we are logged in as Robert successfully now. All right. All right, let's read the user.txt and get that user flag. Alright, so now we're going to try for the privilege escalations here. So before running any privilege escalations on the administration script, let's check basic command for elevated privilege. So we can try like the sudo or an ID. So it gets into trying to log in as sudo from Robert. Coffee. I just poured some. boy Timmy Pooh on right now. Who's he talking to? Alright. So let's try some of that. Alright, sorry, user Robert does not, may not run sudo. Oopsies. Alright. So we'll do an ID on that, ID on Mr. Robbie here, and we get back here, ID, GUID, groups. Alright, so Robert is part of group Robert, and then he's also part of Bug Tracker. Alright, we observed that Robert is part of a group Bug Tracker. Let's try to see if there's any binary within the group. Looks like, so we have a user bin Bug Tracker here. Okay, let's see what we got. I have to run that through something probably, right? Read on him. We found a file named Bug Tracker. We can check out what privileges the file has. This is a SUU ID set on the binary, which is a promise exploration. This is a SUU ID set. There is a SUU set on the binary, which is a promising exploration path. Commonly noted as SUU ID, set owner user ID. The special permissions for the user access level has a single function. A file with a SUU ID always executes as the user who owns the file, regardless of the user passing pin. If the file owner does not have execute permissions, then use the uppercase S here. In our case, the binary Bug Tracker is owned by root, and we can execute it as root since it has these SUID set. We run the application and observes its behavior. still accepts users' input as names on the files, which could be read by using cat. However, it does not specify the whole path. The cat. For us, we might have to exploit it. We navigate to the temp directory, create a cat. I'm trying to understand this. Alright. This tool accepts users' input as name of the file that will be read using the cat command. However, it does not specify the whole path to file cat, and thus we might be able to exploit this. We will navigate to the temp directory and create a file named cat with the file and content. So that would be why am I blanking? Don't blank! Why is my head not working right now? Touch. Sure, buddy. Oh, why can't I remember anything tonight? Oh. My feet. And why isn't it letting me leave this stupid shit? Man. Oh, it screwed me. Really? Shit. Oh. Seriously? Ah, I ruined this one. Okay, we're good. Alright, we are in there, baby. Root flag can be found in the root folder. That's your Mac. Nope. All right, we got our root flag now. All right. With what tool? What kind of tool can you intercept traffic? What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Just time for bed. I know, bed. So that, what kind of tool can we? What kind of tool can intercept web traffic? So that would be a spider. Robot. Proxy. Alright. What is the path to directing the web server? This path. What can be modified in the Firefox to get access to the upload page? What can be modified in the URL? Oh, cookies. Cookie. What is the access for the admin user? So I got 34322. On uploading a file, what directory does that file appear on the server? Uploads. What is the file that contains the password? DB. What executable is what executable is run with the option to identify all files owned by the web tracker? What executable? Oh, find. Regardless of which user starts running the bug tracker executable, what user privilege? We're looking for root, and that would be the set user Oh, set owner user ID. Okay. What is the name for the executable being called? What is the name of the executable being called in an unsecured manner? Oh, it's a cat. That's how we were able to shell back into it as root. All right, what is the user's flag? And then the root flag. Woohoo! Oh yeah! That was pretty fun. That redeems me from there. I'll shut this down for now. Probably going to go over to TryHackMe next and then work on some of those labs over at TryHackMe. I do, though, need to go get some more coffee. I got my Vim book out here. I had to relearn Vim real quick. Emergency situation. We gotta try Hack Me Up. I'm just gonna go grab some more. enjoy some of that beautiful music. All right, we are back, guys. All right, so we can get back into where we were with TryHackMe. What stinks is we lost our streak. We were on a 2-day, I think a 3-day streak or something like that. Not much to really talk about. All right, so where we did leave off, not where we kind of left off, where we did leave off with TryHackMe is the very, very fundamentals of their very, very beginner course. It's got a whole bunch of really, again, I really like this platform. I think TryHackMe is a really, really nice platform. Let's get right back into it. All right, introduction. Welcome to the first part of the Linux Fundamental Room series. You most likely are using a Windows or Mac machine, but are different in visual design and how they operate. Just like Windows, iOS, and Mac, Linux is just another operating system and one of the most popular in the world. Powering smart cars, Android devices, supercomputers, home appliances, enterprise service, and many more. We'll be covering some of the history behind Linux then eventually starting your journey behind a Linux wizard. Being a Linux wizard. This room you will have running your very first commands in an interactive Linux machine in your browser, teaching you some essential commands used to interact with the file system, introduce you to users and groups and how users and groups work on Linux and what they mean for us as penetration testers. Okay, let's get started. We completed that. Woohoo! Okay. All right. Where is Linux used? This is a great question. A question I actually get asked all the time because I try to tell everybody that Linux runs the internet. People look at me like, what? All right. It is fair to say that Linux is a lot more intimidating to approach than operating systems such as Windows. Both variants have their own advantages and disadvantages. For example, Linux is considered much more lightweight, and you'll be surprised to know that there's a good chance you've used a Linux in some form or another in your everyday. Linux powers such as things as website that use visit. So that's why I say that. That's why I always say like Linux runs the internet, because it's majority of the websites that you will visit on the internet is run by a Linux server. Car entertainment control panels. Yep. Point of sale POS systems such as checkout tills and registers in shops. Critical infrastructure such as traffic lights, controls, and industry sensors and stuff like that. So anything, any kind of like small computer, pretty much is running Linux. I mean, that's what Linux is built for. Its inception. Obviously, with them, it's probably going to get into all the Linux turmoil and all that. He worked at Bell Atlantic. I think it was Bell Atlantic. I think it was named Bell Atlantic at the time, or AT&T. Well, Bell Atlantic was AT&T before it was AT&T. But I believe that's what he was working, and then he pretty much copied or just mimicked their what they were using as an operating system for their telecommunications. What was it? What's the name of the first? Oh man, blanking out. Okay, let's read on. This will give you a better idea than I will. Flavors of Linux. The name Linux is actually an umbrella term for multiple operating systems. They're based on Unix. So Unix. Unix. Am I saying that now? Unix. Yeah. Another article says next to Unix being open source variant. I don't believe Unix. Yeah. Was it open source? I don't know. Or was that the one that Linux Torvald copied? Or not copied, but what is the word I'm looking for? Rehashed into Linux or something like that. Recodified. Linux comes in all shapes, sizes suited for the best of what the system is to be used for. For example, Ubuntu and Debian are some of the most commonplace distributions of Linux because of their extensibility. You can run Ubuntu as a server, such as websites or applications, or a fully fledged desktop. For this series, we're going to use Ubuntu. So Ubuntu systems can run on as small as 512 megabytes of RAM. So Ubuntu. So again, there is, just like it says, there is a multiple of flavors of Linux. A lot of it has to do, well, I guess how it started off with, obviously it's open source. You can create your own open source version of Linux. You know what I'm saying? But the support, what you as the creator, as the developer, as what you create for a support system, deems how best your distro is going to fare out within the Wild West of distros. So obviously with big distros like Ubuntu, Red Hat, what's another one? SUSE, stuff like that. They have a lot of support, whether that be private or public support. You know what I'm saying? That's what drives, obviously, the popularity of the operating system and the extensibility of the operating system. Because, again, you can build your own Linux operating system from its open source code, but is it going to work with anything else that exists out there? That's where the community support, private support, and all that comes in, because those developers, the developer community is what makes Linux work with pretty much everything. You need that support net. All right. What year was the first release of the Linux operating system? Did it give us that answer? It wants us to research it. Sorry. 1991. Bless you, buddy. You guys weren't even alive back in 1991. I was a whopping 6 years old back in 1991. 6 years old. Yes, I was. All right. This room has an Ubuntu Linux machine that you can interact with all within your browser. Follow along with this room tour. However, to get started, simply press the green stop button on the top right. On the top right of the task indicated with the arrow. Boop, boop, boop. We're gonna start that machine. Hooray! The machine is started up. The machine is starting up. Alright, once we deployed, we got a card at the top of the machine. So here's our little card there. Expires, add 1 hour. And then shows in 30 seconds. Alright. This contains all the information for the machine deployed within the room, including the IP address, the time, along with the buttons to manage the machines. Terminate, and machine once you've done with the room. For now, press start, yada, 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 yada. Okay. So it's just going through, getting the machine started up and whatever have you. Active machines. Oh, I was going to say, there it is. Huh. Where the heck is this machine at? There it is. Alright, as previously discussed, to do a large selling point of the operating system, so LS. So we got a couple folders here. Yeah, we'll take a look at the access logs and its insanity. Folders. There's nothing there. One of them has a note in there. Hello, world. Okay. Very good, very good. If you wanted to output the text try hack me, what would be your command? What is the username of you when you logged into the, so that's the try hack me. Alright, so far we've blurred the, oh yeah, so that's the who am I, TryHackMe. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna look at ls, cd, cat, and pwd. So ls is the listing of what's in whatever directory you're currently in. CD changes directory. Cat concatenate, and then pwd print working directory. Listing files in our current directory, we're going to use the ls. Ls, you also have some other options with there's other flags you can use with ls to see hidden files and other information about the files and the size of the files and whatnot. Changing directories, output contents with files. So you have cat, which is short for concatenate, and is a fantastic way to output contents of a file. It's very simple, very simple. Find the full path. Yep, pwd. All right, on the Linux machine that you deployed, how many folders do you see? Folders 1, 2, 3, 4. What directly contains a file? Folder 4. What is the contents of the file? Hello world. Use the cd command to navigate to the file and find out the new. Use the cd command to navigate to the file and find out the new. Yeah. home/TryHackMe. Bless you. Okay, good. That is done. All right, searching for files next. All right. How many more tabs we got left? Not too bad. All right, searching for files. Hey, Maxwell. Come here, bub. It's time for bed, buddy.
Oh. It's just like bedroom minutes.
No, it's 9 o'clock.
5.
Nope. Nope.
Just like a couple more minutes left.
9 o'clock there, psycho bud.
I'm in a game right now, bro.
I'm in a game right now, bro.
No, you're in a stream and you're just staying all night.
Until 2 in the morning. Alright, searching for files. Although it doesn't seem like it so far, one of the more redeeming features of Linux is truly how efficient you can be with it. With that said, you can only be as efficient as you are familiar with it is, of course. As you interact with the OS such as you've gone through over time, essential commands like those we've already covered will start to become muscle memory. One fantastic way to just show how efficient you can be with the system, let's start using a set of commands to quickly search for files across the entire system that our user has access to. No need to consistently use CD or ls to find out what is where. Instead, we can use the find command. The commands such as find to automate this. This is where Linux starts to become a bit more intimidating to approach, but we'll break this down as easy and ease you into it. Using find. The find command is fantastic in the sense that you can be used, that it can be both used very simply and or rather complex depending on what it is that you have exactly a dupe. In fact, so much so, we have an entire room dedicated to just using and practicing the find command. However, let's stick to the fundamentals first. There is a little holding on find itself. Oh, we'll have to explore that. Not right now. Take this snippet below. We can see the list of our directories. Now, of course, directors can contain even more directors within themselves. I'm
just grabbing all the books I need.
For what?
If I finish them, then I'll read the next night. I'll read them.
Hey, as long as you read them. You can tell your brother and sister.
Oh, and I'm definitely not reading this. This is a horror book. It's Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
These are all my books.
He's got some books.
Oh, this one's from my library.
I can't see anything. I still can't see. I'm gonna get over a little bit more. There you go. Oh, he's got a book. Halls of Horror.
This is not the only one, okay? I got about like
a whole handful of them, dude. You gonna read all those tonight?
I got 7 more.
Books.
Oh, gosh. It's kind of hurting me.
Drop them.
It's hurting me.
Stop getting abused by the books.
I can't. Everybody don't try this, because then you're just gonna hurt your arm, okay? See, 7 more books. Including this, so that's 8. Gosh.
That is a lot of books. My guy.
I'm just gonna, since Strider doesn't read this no more, I guess I'll take it.
Right.
By the way, everyone should love Jack and Annie. Magic Treehouse season. It's better. Trust me.
That's it.
Well, see you guys.
See ya.
Going upstairs.
See ya. Alright. Now, of course, directories can contain other directories within themselves. It becomes a headache when we're having to look through every single one of them just to try to look up a specific file. We can use the find to do this for us. Let's start with this. Let's start simple and assume that we've already know the exact file name that we are looking for, but can't remember where exactly it is. In this case, we're looking for the password.txt. If we remember the file name, we can simply use the find-name password, pretty much with the name flag, where the command will look through every folder in the current directory for that specific file and so forth. So file has managed to find the file. Turns out that it's located in folder 1. Sweet. What are you doing, Max? Max, just go upstairs. Dude, go upstairs. Crazies. Yeah. Alright. Sweet, but let's say if we didn't know the exact file name and we want to search for every file that has the extension such as txt, let's find out how to do so. So we could simply use the multiplication wildcard. So that wildcard, when you see like the multiplication wildcard, that simply means like all. Okay. Search for everything that has the txt at the end. In our case, all right. So let's just go back. So we're on the root directory, and say if we wanted to do a find. So if we wanted to just do a find to see if there is anything with a txt, no such files or directories can be found. No. And there we have it. So using that with the name, we were able to find that in folder / in the folder directory, pretty much, there was that notes txt there. And that is currently that's the only file within our system here. So, but I mean, if we were to say, I wanted to
Just for my period.
yeah. All right, now we're done. Okay, put it back.
No, because I was confused.
There we go. Oh, yeah, something like that. So with find, gives you a nice little breakdown of pretty much what. It's just a good way to find things. Find. Very good. I will use find from now on. I like that. Another great utility that is yeah, the bed buddy. Yeah. Make sure you tell Unique it's bedtime, okay?
I will.
Thank you, Jojo. Love you, buddy. Another great utility that is a great one to learn about is the use of grep. The grep command allows us to search the contents of a file for specific values. So find will help you find the file or the directory, and then grep will help you find the text pattern that you're looking for. All right. Take the example, the access logs of the web server. In this case, the access log of the web server has 244 entries. That's what we pretty much looked at. Using the cat, it's going to take a while to cut through all that information. That's what we saw. See through this, looking through the 244 entries isn't efficient. It's not efficient to just sit there and look at it. We can use the grep to search the entire contents of the file for any entries of the value searching that we are searching for. Going for the example of the web server access log, we want to see anything with the that has IP address 81 yada yada that has visited. So okay, let's do that. Hit with the grep. Hit with the IP address. So 81-143.211 90. I got nothing back. Use grip on the access log. Oh, prefix THN. When we get back. Right. And I still haven't found a local ball, sure. Let's finish this up. Coffee though. Coffee. All right, Linux operators are a fantastic way to power up your knowledge of working with Linux. There are a few important operators that are worth noting. We'll cover the basics and breaking them down accordingly for bite-sized chunks. So we have the AND. The AND. This operator allows you to run commands in the background of your terminal. And this operator allows you to combine multiple commands together in one line of your terminal. The greater than this operator is the redirect, meaning that it will take the output from the command, such as using cat of the output file, and direct it elsewhere. The greater than, this is the same function as the greater than operator, but appends the output rather than replacing, meaning nothing is overwritten. All right. Operator, and this operator allows you to use to execute commands in the background. For example, let's say you want to copy a large file. This will obviously take quite a long time. It means and will leave us unable to do anything else until the file successfully copies. The AND shell operator allows you to execute commands and have it run in the background, such as a file copy. The AND operator. This shell operator is a bit misleading in the sense that how it's familiar with the AND operator. Unlike the AND operator, we can use the AND to make a list of commands to run, for example, command 1 and command 2. However, it's worth noting that command 2 will only run if command 1 is successful. All right. The greater than operator. This operator is what's known as the output redirector. What this essentially means is that we take the output from the command we run and send it to an output. That output somewhere else. A great example of this is outputting the echo command that we've learned in task 4. Of course, running something such as echo howdy or return howdy back to the terminal. This isn't super useful. We can instead use redirect howdy to something such as a new file. Let's say that we wanted to create a new file, welcome, and with the message hey, we can run echo hey welcome. Where we want the file created. So it's just saying with the greater than, it's greater than, right? Yeah, it's greater than operator. You can do all kinds of neat stuff with so we'll say like echo hello world. Actually, before we do that, let's go to, we don't have any of these files here, so we're going to say echo hello world. I'm going to redirect that to All right, we get the hello. So if we take a look at the hello text now, it says hello world. Now with the redirect with the greater than, because if we had to come back here and so say we did say hello, well, echo new hello. Tonight, so I can see that when using the one greater than the redirect, it replaces. Now, if we were to do hello world back, and then use the greater than, now we'll get both texts. So instead of an overwrite, it writes. All right. If we want to run a command in the background, what we'll use the and. If we want to replace the contents of a file, name password with the words, the echo. Now if we wanted to add HackMe to that file, but also keep, up here, right. Now use the Linux machine to put this on practice, which we did. Yep. Terminate the window, terminate. Okay, completed and completed. Woohoo! Let's see. Accessing your machine, introducing flags and switches, file system interaction, continue, permissions 101, common directories, conclusions and summaries, part 3. Just want to look at what part 3 is. Let's show it. No, won't show us what part 3 is here. We have to do part 2. Yeah, okay. All right, so that's been a pretty good stream for now. So what are we at? About 2 hours now. Yeah, pretty good. So until next time, guys, be safe out there and continue learning every day, guys. Make sure you guys follow me on all my social medias out there. Okay. Yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day out there.